What happens when Africa meets Europe? When the Atlantic Ocean meets the Mediterranean Sea, and centuries of Arab, African, and European influences come together in one country? What if I told you that in just one trip, you could wander through ancient Medinas, get lost in blue streets, ride trains across the country, eat incredible food, and experience a country that feels like it belongs in another world? Well, that's exactly what we did, and this time, I'm going to find out what makes this place so fascinating. Welcome to Morocco. For centuries, this region has been a meeting point between Africa and Europe. You can see it in the architecture, taste it in the food, hear it in the languages, and feel it in the culture. It's Morocco, but it's also a little bit Mediterranean, a little bit European, and unmistakably African. For this trip, I decided to slow things down, explore at my own pace, and discover as much as I could. From the streets of Tanja to the blue city of Chefchaouen, the ancient streets of Fez, and everything in between. And because there was just too much to fit into the one video, I'm bringing you several episodes from this Moroccan adventure. Let us all experience the unexpected moments that make traveling so memorable. Saan ba talaga ako napunta? This trip is about discovering Morocco, one experience at a time.
Hello friends! Welcome to Ang Pakialamerang OFW. Walang script, walang filter, just life. Welcome to Morocco! Today, nandito tayo sa Casablanca. This will be our stop bago tayo pumunta sa north. Pero, i-meet muna natin si Hans dahil dito siya nagsistay sa Ibis Hotel. And this is the old train station of Casablanca, Casa Voyageurs. So from the airport to here, it's about 40 minutes. Yeah, magandang panahon today It's a summer, pero it's 21 degrees here. So samahan niyo po ako sa travel na ito. This will be short lang ulit. Nakatakas lang tayo kasi. Ko po kasama si Chrissy. May work po siya. And yeah, let's go! Ito kwento ko sa inyo kung paano tayo nakarating dito. Siguro mga 1 month ago, may nag-aya sa akin na pumunta ng Morocco. So I said, okay, let's see kung ipapahintulot ng schedule. Sakto, nagbakasyon yung boss ko. So, we are going to Morocco. And I'm going with only my very reliable Nike utility backpack. Sa papalang kwento. So, eto na. Yung flight ko dapat 9 o'clock in the evening na magko-connect sa Jeddah. Minove nila ng 10 o'clock, which only gives me mga 50 minutes to connect sa Jeddah to Casablanca. Hindi pwede. Hindi kakayanin kasi international yun, mag-i-immigration pa ako, doon ako mag-i-exit, security check pa and all. So, hindi talaga pwede. So, medyo nawalan ako ng pag-asa. So, it's either mamimiss ko yung flight na yon or magawa ng paraan. So, I called the call center. Buti na lang, nag-try ako na magtiyaga tumawag sa call center kasi yung call center, mga half an hour bago sila sumagot Sometimes, mas matagal because they don't respond masyado sa emails, ganon. Ayun, kinuha yung PNR ko, tapos sabi niya, isa-send namin yung request. Kasi sabi ko, nagmakaawa talaga ako Sabi ko, please tulungan niyo ako kasi makatch yung next flight ko kasi imposible. After 2 hours, kanina lang to, ngayong gabi yung flight ko After 2 hours, ayun, nag-email na sila na-move yung flight ko ng 7 o'clock, which now gives me 3 hours of layover sa Jeddah. So, ayun yung kwento. Ang weird lang nung booking. Yung papunta ko kasi, I have to buy. Pero yung pabalik ko, included yung So, what I did, ang aking ever reliable din na this. Kasi baka may mga mabili ako doon na, pipigilan ko yung sarili ko because I don't plan on shopping. Pero just in case kailangan ko na extra, I have this bag. Alam mo, sabi ko iPad lang dadalhin ko. Tapos hindi na ako magdadala ng laptop. Kaso, I feel that kakailanganin ko ang laptop. So, hindi na ako magdadala ng iPad. Sorry. this one, may power bank na ako, and I'm ready to go. Ay, itong tripod, dadalhin ko. Tingnan natin kung... Ay, mabigat. Yeah. Pero, kaya. So, timbangin natin kung ilan to. Oh my God. 9.25 kilos. Ay, Diyos ko, 9.25 kilos. Okay naman siguro yun, no? E di magbayad. Charing. So, this is me. 9.25 kgs ang backpack. Kasi may laptop. Just in case, kailangan ko magtrabaho doon. Yeah, this is us. I have a jacket. Sa aeroplano lang naman to. And then, this is us. Okay? See ya! So, we have checked in na. Kuha na natin ang boarding pass natin. Pero, buti na lang talaga na change yung flight ko to an earlier flight. Kasi, I really can't make it sa 50 minutes. Kasi, kailangan pang kumuha ng boarding pass ulit. Kasi, it's a Saudia pala flight doon. So, kain muna tayo. Alam nyo, nakakaloka yung bag ko. 9 kilos lang, di ba? Pero parang, ang bigat. I'm getting old. Tapos, nagkamali pa ako. Pinipilit kong iscan yung boarding pass ko dun sa sa international. Connecting nga pala ako sa departure. So, best in, na naman ako. Nakakaloka. Tama na pala yung inupuan ko. I don't know what's happening to me. Ayan. XY. Hindi. Ano ba? Mali-mali. My gosh. So, dito muna tayo sa wala masyadong tao. So, ito tip ko lang sa inyo. If you guys are planning to travel, I think... Ayun. Wait lang. Wala na siya. Tapos na yung announcement. Bibilisan ko na. Baka may mag-announce na naman eh. If you guys are planning to travel, always choose a connecting or a layover that is more than an hour. I would say 3 hours. Ako, sa sobrang dala ko, 3 hours. For example, ito, Flynas to, no? Although lahat ng segments ay in-issue ng Flynas, Dammam to Jeddah, Jeddah to Casablanca, lahat yon Flynas ang nag-issue. Pero may code share kasi doon na Saudia. Yung Jeddah to Casablanca ko is Saudia siya. Yung boarding pass, hindi dito ibibigay, yung sa Saudia. So I have to check in ulit doon sa Jeddah. Tapos doon ako kasi mag-exit ng bansa. Bigyan niyo yung ng enough time yung sarili niyo para kung may mga changes sa flight, hindi kayo masyadong mangarag. Kung ma-move yung, ma-delay man siya, may time pa rin kayo dun sa layover nyo. Tapos, hindi kayo ma-stress. Always check yung code share. I think siguro, iiwasan ko na yung code share. Dapat same airline na lang siguro. Kasi para safe siya. Kasi, kung ibang airline yun, iiwan talaga kayo, feeling ko. Kung may mali, tapos bahala na kayo sa buhay. So, ayun lang. Just landed in Jeddah. Okay, so we landed in Jeddah. What I did was, nag-timer ako. Ayan. From the moment na nag-land tumigil yung plane. Actually, mali nga eh. Di kasi namin yung taxi. Pero, tingnan natin kung kakayanin yung... If I took the original flight na 50 minutes lang yung layover, tingnan natin kung kasya yung 50 minutes, okay? Now going to the international transfers. Bakit ganyan yung camera? So we got our boarding pass and yung huling check ko dun sa... Malapit lang yung transfer. Pero hindi talaga aabot kasi sumilip ako dun sa timer natin. 19 minutes na eh. So, let's see. We got our boarding pass for the Jeddah Casa flight. So, you scan your barcode lang doon. Tapos, diretso na sa departure area. Pero hindi ko pa alam kung anong gate. Ayan, gate A34 pala tayo. Go. Ganda ng airport. Wait. You need to see this, guys. Okay. So, since international departure to, we have passport control. Dito na ako mag-exit. Ayan. Hindi ko alam kung ilang minuto na nakalipas. Pero kakatapos ko lang sa security check. Yun na natin, kung ilang minuto na yung lumipas. After ko bumaba ng aeroplano, 37 minutes. So, kung 50 minutes lang yung layover, you won't make it actually. Kasi by now, sarado na yung boarding gate, di ba? Boarding gates close 20 minutes before departure. So, hindi kaya yung 50 minutes. So, I suggest talagang mga 3 hours kasi may ikukwento ko sa inyo mamaya. So, 8:34 tayo. Time tayo mag-ikot-ikot pa dito. Makita yung airport ng Jeddah. Malaki yung upgrade nitong airport na to eh. Magte-train. Magte-train pa.
القطار يقترب من المحطة. The train is approaching the station.
So, ito na yung papuntang departure area. Hanapin natin yung gate natin. Wow. Tagal ko hindi nakapunta dito sa Jeddah eh. Ayun. A019. Ayun, sa kabila tayo pala. Cute nito oh, pendulum. Andun yung mga kainan sa taas. Hindi ko lang makakain pa tayo. Gutom na ako. Kain kaya tayo. Gusto kong kumain. Tingnan ko nga kung meron pa dong mga masustansya. Ito yung masustansya. Charot. So ayun friends, hindi kaya. Kumain muna tayo. Let's say, tinake ko yung flight na binibigay nila sa akin. Nadadating ako dito ng 12:10. 52 minutes, wala pa ako sa gate. Sabihin natin tumakbo-takbo ko. Takbo as in takbo. From the security, bababa, magte-train pa eh. Hindi talaga kaya yung 50 minutes. Hindi ko alam kung saan nila kinuha yung... Basta na lang sila nag-delay, tapos ilalagay nila sa ticket na 15-minute layover in Jeddah. Parang sinabi, tapos bahala ka na kung makatch mo yung flight mo. Hindi kaya yung 50 minutes. Again, I suggest 3 hours. May kwento pa akong isa. Hindi ko pa kinonsider yung nangyari sa taas. No? When we started our descent, nag-announce ang kapitan. Sabi niya, Jeddah Airport is currently closed. Nakatenga kami dun sa taas. As in mga 20 minutes kaming nakatenga. Kasi nga, closed, bawal mag-arrive. I'm sure bawal din mag-depart. Tapos after 20 minutes, ayan, nag-start na ulit siya. Nagsabi na siya, oh, I have good news for you. Pwede na tayong pumasok, open na ulit ang airport. So I guess that's how it is flying in the Middle East nowadays. On a whim, they can just open and close their airports, lalo na kapag may mga threats. Alam niyo naman yung mga nangyayari ngayon sa Middle East, di ba? Yung conflict. So, ganun siya. So, when booking your tickets, always consider these circumstances. Kasi late dumating yung plane. Tapos late bumaba. Tapos ipapakonect ka ng 50 minutes. Imposible. So, kakain muna tayo. I have Mama Buns. Okay? I think I'll see you na sa sa Casablanca na. Alright? See ya! Here. Passport control na to. Papatayin ko muna kasi baka bawal. So, after dito sa passport control, lakad lang kayo, ayan, to the right. I think baggage claim na to eh. Tapos, ang next natin gagawin pala before natin puntahan yung train ay yung mag-withdraw ng cash. Wala naman tayong baggage, no? Yun na yung baggage claim nila. Maghahanap muna tayo ng bangko. We are trying to look for the ATM that says There you go, Al Barid Bank. Ayan, so paglabas yung security check, to the right kayo, ito yung Al Barid Bank, maliit siya na machine. Dito kayo mag-withdraw ng money. Let's see. Diyos ko, years of research. Charing! I hope this works. Okay, go. Please make it work. English, validación. It's from 100 to 2,000 dirhams. Ang pwede nating i-withdraw. So let's do 2,000 dirhams. 2,000 dirhams is at 840 riyals. Continue with conversion. We continue with conversion. Continue. Yes. Do you want a ticket? Yes. Ang pinaka-worry ko lang kasi is yung kainin yung card. And nag-iisa lang yung card ko na yon. Wala ako ibang bank account. And we got the card back. Okay. There na yung cash. We got the cash. And it's all in hundreds. Oh God. Okay, so now we are looking for, after na mag-withdraw, we are looking for the train station. It should say Gare. Yes, there. Gare de train station. Yan, we're going down. Medyo mahina yung boses ko, ayan. Ayoko lang mapansin ng mga tao na nag-film ako eh. Yung ticket natin for the train, I booked it online. There's an app called ONCF, pero hindi ko siya ma-download kasi parang sa region something. Pero the train is at 7:55. Parang every hour, meron siyang train. Sa airport. Oh shit. Hindi ko makita. Wait lang. So, and you're there. Paglabas nyo doon, diretso, baba lang escalator. Sa mga magwi-withdraw ka kanan, sa mga diretso na, baba kayo sa train station. Ito na, yan na yung ticket. If you don't have tickets, dito kayo bibili. Medyo mainit. Abot pala ako sa 6:55 na train, pero hindi kasi yun yung kinuha ko. So, di ba yung ticket ko ay 7:55 sa train? Binasa ko yung terms and conditions ng ticket. Pwede siyang i-change. So, nakakuha tayo ng 6:55 a.m. na train from airport to Casa Voyager. Tapos doon natin i-meet si Hans kasi nandun na siya. Good job! Nakasave tayo ng 1 hour. So, eto na yung train. Padating na siya. Ang problema ko sa ticket, nakalagay first class. Pero, walang seat number. So, I'm not sure how it works. Tignan natin. Nakasakay na ako dito before, but that was a long time ago. And it was from Casa Voyager pala yun to Marrakesh. Tignan natin kung paano mangyayari. Charing. Okay, friends. Medyo walang kaayusan kasi very PNR. Walang pila, kanya-kanya. Pero it's okay. So this is the airport train going to Casa Voyager. That's the city center. And then from there, you can change trains to wherever you want to go in Morocco. Tanja, Marrakesh, Fez, mga ganun. So, dumating na tayo sa Casa Voyager station. Hindi ko lang alam kung paano mag-exit dito. On time naman yung train, so exit tayo dito. Natin. Sabi ni Hans, super walking distance lang daw yung ano. Here, this is the station. Ikot ko kayo, ayan. May mga restaurants, coffee shops. There's McDonald's here. Hansil! Saan ang exit? Hanapin natin yung exit. We're looking for the Ibis Hotel. Ayun, nakita ko na yung Ibis Hotel eh. Mag-stairs tayo. Tingnan natin. Okay, so this is the new Casa Voyagers train station. Wala pa to dati. Ang naaalala kong casa noon ay ito. Ito yung luma. Yan. Dito ako sumakay dati noon. Wala pa yung new. Yan, dito pa ako. Ito pa yan. This was the old one. Tapos, yun yung hotel. Doon ko siya imi-meet. Kagabi pa siya dito. Actually, yesterday. Tingnan natin. Naka-green ba ako? 308. Walang doorbell.
Hello! Welcome!
Eto, makyoho na. Oy, nagsapatos na ako dito. Hindi na, magbubook na lang ako. Tapos,
Ano na?
hindi ka pa naman mag-check out, no?
Hindi pa mamaya papagbalik.
So, mamaya na ako magbubuhos. Bago ka mag-check out.
Go.
Para fresh. Oh, lasingan agad, ha? Unang araw. Ang aga-aga, lasing agad. Casablanca beer. Why not? Because you're in Casablanca. Uminom tayo ng Casablanca beer. Joke lang, hindi ako umiinom. Pero let's see, baka mapilit niya ako. Chareng! So, magbe-breakfast tayo muna. Hello. Cuts, there's cheese, yogurt, spreads and jams, juice, tapos vegetables, salads. Siyempre sa Morocco ang olives, di ba? Number 1. Ito para sana matamis. This one, I don't know what this is. Ano ba to? Hindi ko alam. Hot milk. Tapos there's omelette. Yan, boiled eggs and bitingan. What is this? Eggplant. Tapos sausage. And then they have your cereals, your tea. Shit, Moroccan tea. I'm so excited for Moroccan tea. French baguette, bread station. Very simple lang. Yan. Go. Siyempre, hindi ko na nasimulan. Ayan, ito lang yung pagkain ko today. Kita niyo naman, di ba? Madbigyan to, magbubuk pa kami. Pupunta pa kami ng Hassan Mosque. Bubuk ko na. 45 minutes tayo ha. Yun lang kaya natin eh. 9 a.m. Oo. Baka nang gagawin. Oo. Yun lang gagawin natin ha. I mean, pick up from Casablanca City Hotel. Ang mahal na $5. Bawal lang in-drive. Illegal daw yun. Kaso totoo ba yung hindi sila nagsusukli dito? Hindi sila nagsusukli. Kapag nagbili ka ng buo tapos halimbawa 30 tapos 50 binigay mo, hindi ka nasusuklian? Ano yun? Scam? So, nag-order kami ng... Karim ba to? Karim. Pupunta kami ng Hassan. Okay. Hassan 2 Mosque. Assalamualaikum. Hi, good morning. Very good.
Everything is okay?
Yep. We're going to the... you know the location, no?
Yeah, of course.
Hassan 2?
Yeah, Hassan 2, the big mosque.
Yes.
Casablanca. How is going your holiday here?
This is our first day.
The first day?
Yeah. Say hi to the vlog. Hello. So we're going to the Hassan 2 Mosque to join a tour. It's a 45-minute tour. Yun lang kasi yung kaya nung time namin before we go to Tanja. Oh my God. Driving in Morocco is crazy.
Because we have too much.
Casablanca is a very business city, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Shopping mall.
This one
Marina
is
shopping.
Yeah.
Marjan is
supermarket.
supermarket. It's a famous supermarket here.
Yeah. Yeah, this is very big. Me, I live here. I born here, but this one, mashallah.
Yan na siya. It's the biggest in Africa, right?
Yeah.
Maya malaman natin pa yung ibang information about it sa tour. Sofian, thank you very much.
Welcome and welcome.
Introduction to
Morocco.
Casablanca. Thank you. So, welcome to Casablanca. Yan. So, hinahanap po namin yung Get Your Guide office. Kasi may tour kaming sinalihan. So, papunta kami dun. Diyos ko, ngarag na ako. Nakakaloka. Na-experience nyo namang diba? Mag-book sa Get Your Guide. Papakita nyo lang yan. Tapos, imi-meet kayo doon. Tapos, sabi niya, pwede daw muna mag-photo op. Tapos, imi-meet nila kami dito. Ganun lang kadali.
One incredible journey, and this is where it all begins. Casablanca. Now, Casablanca may be Morocco's biggest city and its economic powerhouse, but for many travelers, it's more of a business and transportation hub, a place where you arrive, spend some time, and then continue on to the more historic and colorful cities of Morocco. But we only had half a day here. And if there's one place you absolutely cannot miss when visiting Casablanca, it's this, the Hassan II Mosque. Honestly, even if you only have a few hours in Casablanca, this place alone makes the stop worthwhile. Sitting dramatically on the edge of the Atlantic Ocean, the Hassan II Mosque is not just a place of worship. It is one of Morocco's greatest architectural landmarks and a powerful symbol of the country's religious, artistic, and cultural heritage. The idea for the mosque came from King Hassan II, who wanted to create a monumental mosque overlooking the ocean. Construction began in 1986, and after about 7 years of work, the mosque was officially inaugurated on August 30, 1993, and what they built was absolutely massive. Look at that minaret. At around 210 meters high, it's one of the tallest minarets in the world and dominates the Casablanca skyline. And here's a cool detail. At the top is a laser whose beam is directed toward Mecca, with a range of about 30 kilometers. So even from a distance, this mosque literally points toward Islam's holiest city. But the real magic begins when you start looking at the details. The mosque combines traditional Moroccan craftsmanship with modern engineering. You'll see beautifully carved plaster, handcrafted zilij tilework, marble, carved cedar wood, colorful mosaics, and intricate geometric patterns. Many of these details were created by Moroccan master craftsmen using techniques that have been passed down through generations. In fact, the mosque was designed to showcase the very best of Moroccan craftsmanship. And then you walk inside, and suddenly the scale of this place hits you. The main prayer hall can accommodate around 25,000 worshippers, while the enormous outdoor courtyard can accommodate another 80,000. That's roughly 105,000 people altogether. Imagine seeing this completely filled during a major religious celebration. And here's one of my favorite features. The enormous wooden roof is retractable. With a push of a button, this massive structure can slide open in just a few minutes, allowing worshippers to pray beneath the sky while enjoying the breeze coming from the Atlantic. It's an incredible combination of traditional architecture and modern technology. Everywhere you look, there's another detail to discover. Cedar wood from Morocco's Middle Atlas region, marble from different parts of the country, hand-carved plaster. The mosque was built using materials sourced from across Morocco, turning the entire building into something of a showcase of Moroccan craftsmanship. Thousands of workers and artisans were involved in its construction, working for years to bring King Hassan II's vision to life. The mosque wasn't meant to be just another building in Casablanca. It was intended to become a spiritual and cultural landmark, a symbol of Moroccan identity, craftsmanship, and faith. And perhaps the most beautiful thing about it is its location. Here you have a mosque facing the vast Atlantic Ocean, with Morocco looking west toward the Americas, while just a few hundred kilometers to the north lies Europe and the Mediterranean. It's almost a perfect reflection of Morocco itself, a country where Africa, Europe, the Mediterranean, the Atlantic, Arab culture, and centuries of history all come together. Below the main prayer hall is one of the most fascinating spaces in the entire complex, the ablution hall. This is where worshippers perform wudu, the ritual washing performed before prayer. And this isn't your ordinary washing area. The space is enormous, beautifully designed, and can accommodate up to around 1,400 people. Marble everywhere, intricate Moroccan zilij, traditional plaster, and these incredible fountains shaped like giant lotus flowers. The lotus-shaped fountains aren't just decorative. They're part of a space designed specifically to make the process of ablution practical for thousands of worshippers while still maintaining the incredible artistic character of the mosque. Surrounding these fountains are about 600 water taps. So even a space that most people would consider purely functional was given the same level of craftsmanship and attention to detail as the main prayer hall. I think that's what impressed me most about the Hassan II Mosque. The beauty isn't limited to the parts that are meant to impress visitors. Even the spaces built for everyday religious rituals were designed with incredible detail. It's almost like the architects were saying, there is no such thing as an ordinary space in this mosque. Everywhere you look, there's another piece of Moroccan craftsmanship waiting to be discovered.
So friends, minit na tayo na receptionist. Pupunta na tayo doon para i-meet yung guide naman. Ang dami nagmi-meet. May greeter, may receptionist, tapos may guide. Sunod, mamimit na natin dito si Rofa. Charing! Di ba John? Si Rofa. Kilala mo ba si Rofa? Okay, so ito daw yung entrance. Pwede man ako mag-video sa loob, no? So, bibigyan kayo ng bag. Lalagyan yung footwear nyo doon. Kasi bawal kayong pumasok ng nakatsinelas. Okay? Ito yung sa akin. Yan, ganyan yung itsura. Papasok kayo, dadalhin nyo siya, bibit-bitin nyo. Kung ayaw nyo umuwi ang nakapaa. Be, dito tayo sa Espanyol, sumama. Diyos ko, di tayo papahuli. Charing, picture na lang tayo, huwag na tayo sumama sa tour. Mag-research na lang tayo. Do your own research na lang tayo, be. Humihiwalay na kami sa tour guide, makapag-vlog lang. So yan yung tour namin, yun yung guide. Pero hindi kami sumasama. Nagsasarili kami. Parang kaya ko naman i-research yung sinasabi ng tour guide. Nasa ChatGPT naman lahat yan. Purta mo sila, o picture lang sila ng picture. Di ba, B? Tingnan natin kung ano yung na-explain niya. Free time to take photos and then you follow. So, ito na po si Derek. Meron siyang sariling shoot. Ayan, ganyan. Ayaw niya magpakuha sa akin. Gusto niya sarili niya. So, good luck. Bahala siya sa buhay niya. Sabay-sabay madaming languages. French, Spanish, English, Chinese. Yung mga nagtutour. Pero nauna na kami kasi hinahabol namin yung init sa labas. Baka mapagalitan tayo. So, doon natatapos ang tour. Ayun, ayan medyo mahangin sa labas. Sarap. Mas mahangin sa labas, mas masarap pa sa labas. Ay, pagod ako actually. Bali half day lang kasi yung talagang plan namin dito sa casa because pupunta kami ng Tanja. So after namin ma-visit yung Hassan II Mosque, check out na si Han sa hotel niya. Tapos, punta na kaming Tanja. Okay, samahan nyo kami. Ito, balik tayo sa loob ng Casa Voyageur. Casa Voyages. Ayun, kung first class yung tickets nyo, pwede kayong pumunta dito sa lounge. Tapos, upo muna kayo dito para hindi masyadong magulo sa labas. Ayun, kapag naka-lounge kayo, may free coffee, may free water. Ewan ko kung may snacks doon. Pagod na pagod ako, friends. From From Saudi pa tong pagod ko na to eh. Dire-diretso. So, 2 hours yata yung from Casa to Tanja. 2 hours. Tapos yung SIM card namin, hindi gumagana. Ano ba yan? Ayun, hindi na talaga ako mapapakinabangan, friends, kasi inaantok na ako. Punta na kami sa platform number 2 para sa aming train to Tanja. Hirap na hirap naman to si ate. Diyos ko. Welcome to Tanjaville. Charing. Ito na nga. Ito na. Hi, friends! Mga friends ko, oh. We're lost. Hanap tayo ng date. Hindi na makita yung date, Hansi. The oldest that I saw was mga 1920s, eh. Hansi, saan mo na ba ako dinadala? Diyos ko, hindi ko na alam to kung nasa na tayo. Public service announcement. When you're in Tanja, you'll never know kung mag-uphill ka or magda-downhill ka.